consists of a story passed down from generation to generation orally. Folktale has been shared in every society to entertain, educate, and preserve culture. As we know, folktale play an invaluable role around other cultural traditions in bringing people closer together and ensuring exchange and understanding among them. And to help you understand more the folktale, today we will read, draw, and present your favorite tales. Now I will divide class into two groups. You will draw, and after that you will present the content of the tale in front of the class.
The older brother's name was Tien. The younger's name was Lang. As Tien and Lang's parents died early, the two brothers, who loved each other very much, now felt a hard situation. They became more and more irritated, no longer being taught by their parents. Tien and Lang had to learn from Tao. The two brothers studied hard and were decent, so they were loved by the teacher like his children. Mr. Liu had a girl aged 16-17, beautiful and elegant, very pleasing. Thus, the two brothers, Tien and Lang, were not only hard-working but also studying well. She felt in love and wanted to marry the older brother. Mr. Liu urged let Tien got married to his daughter. Since the day he got married, Tien's feelings for Lang were somewhat distracted and were no longer as close as before. Lang was very sad, but Tien accidentally didn't notice. One day, Tien and Lang went to work in the field. Before returning home late at night, Lang entered the house first. The sister-in-law in the room ran out and mistook him for her husband and quickly hugged him. Lang cried out, both embraced. Meanwhile, Chen also entered the house. Since that day, Chen suspected Lang had a crush on his wife. The feelings between the two brothers became increasingly cold. One afternoon, when the older brother and his wife were away, feeling sad, disappointed, and lonely, Lang left home and he followed the trail through the forest in front of him. It was starting to get dark. The moon had risen, but Lang kept walking, going to wide stream, deep and blue water. He could not wade across, so he had to sit and rest by the bank. He was so sad that he stopped. The sound of the stream kept ringing and ringing, drowned out his cry. The night was getting late. The dew dropped more and more. The cold gradually penetrated into Lang's skin. He died and remained motionless, turned into a rock. Chen and his wife went home, but Lang was now here to be found. So Chen quietly went to look for him without telling his wife. He also followed the trail straight into the forest that Lang had walked. Arriving at the stream and unable to walk across, Chen had to sit by the stream, leaning against a rock, looking at the human-shaped rock. Chen remembered Lang. He felt guilty for not caring about his brother as much as before. Cold dew kept falling on the branches and leaves. Chen felt sorry for his brother. He still sat crying for a long time, fainted, and died stiff, turning into a tree with the branches growing straight by the rock. At home, the wife did not see her husband anywhere. She hurried to find and also followed the child into the deep forest. She kept walking and finally met a deep blue stream. She could no longer walk. She sat leaning against a branches tree that grew beside the rock. Weeping, she did now that her sat leaning against her husband and next to the brother-in-law. The night was gradually turning to the morning. The dew fell more and more. The whole mountain and forest were foggy, but she still kept crying. Before now she already turned into a creeper, wrapped tightly around the branches tree growing beside the rock. Later, the story of the tree was speak and everyone was merciful. One day, King Hùng passed that place and he was told about the story. After hearing the story, the king had an idea. The king said to take the leaves of the vine and the fruit of the tree with the branches to grind together to find each species. Chewing was delicious and spitting water on the rock, so the water turned red. People call the tree that grows straight canard, the creeper petal. The rock next to it is brought back to be baked for spongy and eaten with the petal leaves and alkanut, giving a fragrant smell and red leaves. The love of the tree billboard, although deep, is still intimate. So in every meeting of Vietnam billboard.
our story today is the 100 North Bamboo. Once upon a time, in one village, there lived a rich landlord. He hired a young, strong but poor man to come work for him. The landlord gives all kinds of tricks to make his servant work without pay. One day he called his servant and promised him, "If you work hard for 3 years, I won't allow you to marry my daughter." The poor servant was very innocent, so he believed the landlord's promise. He worked day and night for the landlord, and his hard work helped the landlord became richer and richer. 3 years passed, but the landlord didn't let the poor man to marry his daughter. Instead, he secretly forced his daughter to marry a rich man. One day, the landlord checked his servant again. He called the servant and told him, "My son, you have worked very hard during the last few years. I will let my daughter marry you. Now, go to the forest, find 100 North bamboo trees to make chopsticks for the wedding feast." The servant went to the forest and cut off several bamboo trees. He carefully counted the number of knots on each tree, but he couldn't find any 100 North bamboo trees. He was very sad. He sat down and began to cry. Suddenly, Buddha appeared and asked, "Why are you crying?" The poor man told him his story courteously. After that, Buddha said, "Go and cut 100 knots of bamboo. Put them in a row and say, 'Stick together, and you will have 100 North bamboo.'" The poor man happily went find 100 knots of bamboo and put them back. Buddha pointed at the bamboo knots on the ground and then told the poor man to say, stick together 3 times. 100 knots immediately stick together to make a bamboo tree with 100 knots. Buddha told the poor man, "The bamboo is too long for you to carry home. Say, separate 3 times. The bamboo knots will come apart. Tie the knots up and bring them back." When getting home, the poor man saw people celebrating the feast joyfully, and he realized he had been tricked by the landlord. The poor man put the bamboo knots in the ground and then asked the landlord to receive them. The landlord laughed and shouted, I asked you to buy 100 North bamboo tree, not 100 knots of bamboo." When seeing the bamboo tree, the landlord was very shocked, so he came over and laid his finger on the tree. The poor man said, stick together again, and the landlord stuck to the bamboo. When all the wealthy men came to the rescue the landlord, the poor man said, stick together, and they also stuck to the bamboo. The landlord begged the servant to release him and promised to let him marry his daughter and not to cheat him anymore. Then the poor man said, separate 3 times. The wealthy men were immediately separated from the bamboo. When seeing the bamboo trees, the landlord was very shocked, so he came out and laid his hand on the tree.